Hi everyone, we're going to do some baking today, which I'm really excited for. We're going to make a cake using some homemade cultured cream that we've made using the Luvele Pure Plus yogurt maker. We have a video for how to do that recipe, so make sure you check that one out here. Today's cake is going to be a grain-free and gluten-free take on a tiramisu. Instead of using sponge fingers today, we're going to be making a layered cake. Let's get straight into it. For the cake layers, you'll need to prepare two 23cm round cake tins, grease and line them with some baking paper. This part of the recipe is so simple because everything can go into the bowl all at once and you can just mix it up by hand. So into a mixing bowl, we're going to add 1.5 cups of almond flour, 1/2 cup of coconut flour, 1/2 cup of coconut sugar, 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder, 4 large eggs, 1/2 cup of a milk of your choice. We're going to use almond milk today, 120 grams of melted butter or melted coconut oil, 2 teaspoons of vanilla, and a pinch of salt. Give it a really good mix until it's all combined, and then all you need to do is split it between the 2 cake tins and get it into the oven. Use your spatula to spread the batter evenly across the bases, and then you can bake them in a preheated oven at 180 degrees Celsius or 350 Fahrenheit for 15 to 20 minutes or until they're nice and golden and cooked through. Once the cakes are out of the oven, let them cool down in the tin for around 5 minutes before turning them out onto a wire rack. Once they're completely cool, stack them up onto a plate and put them in the fridge or the freezer for around 30 minutes. This is going to make it easier to slice them. These have been in the fridge now for around half an hour. They're nice and firm. We're going to slice them in half carefully, and that's going to give us our 4 layers. So now we have 4 layers to make our cake. We're going to move on to the coffee part and make a simple coffee syrup. Usually you would put some alcohol in here, and you can check out the recipe online for those quantities. Today we're gonna make it alcohol-free, and all we need is some freshly brewed strong espresso coffee. We have 3/4 cup here, and we've just got 1/4 cup of coconut sugar. We're going to put the coffee and the sugar into a small saucepan and heat it over low heat just to dissolve that sugar. While the coffee's cooling down a little bit, get the cream ready so that you have everything you need to assemble the cake. So just all into a mixing bowl, we have 1 liter of cultured cream, 2 teaspoons of vanilla, 3 tablespoons of maple syrup, and 1/4 cup of coconut sugar. Use a whisk or an electric beater to gently whip up the cream. Be careful not to over whip it. So we're ready to assemble the cake now. We have all of our 4 layers, our coffee syrup, our cultured cream, we've got some cacao powder for dusting, and we'll finish off with some grated dark chocolate. So we'll start with one of our layers on a plate, cut side up, and we're going to use a pastry brush just to brush some of that coffee syrup over the top. And be quite generous with it because we want it to be really nice and moist. Next, we'll add a layer of the cultured cream. We're going to dust over some cacao powder now and then repeat those steps for the next 2 layers. With the top layer, we'll just brush over our coffee syrup and then spread the rest of the cream over the top and around the sides. To finish off the cake, we'll dust over some more cacao powder and finish off with a liberal layer of grated dark chocolate. The cake is all done now, and it's really tempting to just slice it up and eat it straight away, but tiramisu works best when it's had some time in the fridge so that it can soak up all of that coffee and get really nice and moist. So put it in the fridge for at least 2 hours. 6 hours to overnight is even better. This has to be one of my favorite Luvele recipes so far. Great way to use the yogurt maker, great way to use cultured cream. It's grain-free, refined sugar-free. Your guests will love it, you'll love it. Have a go at home. Let us know how you go in the comment section below. As always, hit subscribe to see more of our Luvele life recipes if you haven't already. Give the video a like if you enjoyed this one today, and we look forward to catching you again next time.